There's good news and bad news. But first, the most breaking news. Former talk show host Wendy Williams is involved in a new lawsuit against Lifetime. The complaint has been brought against the network by her guardian. And if any of you are lawyers out there or work in the legal field, help me out here. All of us. She's got a guardian, not a conservator. The guardian was court appointed. What's the difference between a guardian and a conservator? Because it's not voluntary, okay? The guardian is making big moves on Wendy's behalf. Not just this lawsuit, even more. As I previously told you, Wendy is struggling financially. So much so that her dream New York City apartment in the sky had to be sold because of a tax lien and inability to pay. Also, as some of us know, she gave her ex-husband, cheating husband, who had a child out of wedlock, yeah, very Dave Grohl of him. He was also her manager and co-creator, co-EP of her talk show. He got so much money from Wendy upon their divorce. And as I've said on my podcast, Wendy did very well for herself, but she wasn't Oprah. She never made that kind of money. And sadly, talk shows don't often do very well in residuals, repeats. Is the Wendy Williams show rerunning anywhere now? I don't know. I don't think so. I could be wrong. Correct me if I am wrong in the comments. So, the lawsuit today alleges that because Wendy has dementia, yes, remember that Wendy is suffering from dementia, that she was not able to enter into a legally binding contract with Lifetime for the multi-part docu-film that came out on her after her exit from her talk show. That makes sense to me. If she's mentally incapacitated, she can't be signing legally binding documents. The complaint accuses Lifetime of, quote, willfully taking advantage of a severely impaired, incapacitated person. They say, Wendy's guardian, that she was only paid $82,000 for her participation. And they also allege that Lifetime has made millions from this docu-series multi-part episode about Wendy. The lawsuit also says that the profit from the most recent Lifetime project should go to Wendy Williams, who, quote, will need a significant funding to provide proper medical care and supervision for the rest of her life. Sabrina Morrissey, Wendy's guardian, filed the lawsuit yesterday all the way in the New York Supreme Court. The complaint alleges, quote, as is patently obvious from the first few minutes of the program itself, Wendy Williams was highly vulnerable and clearly incapable of consenting to being filmed, much less humiliated and exploited. The lawsuit alleges that Lifetime went through with this project without a, quote, valid contract and released without the guardian's consent. And this is explosive. The lawsuit is demanding that because the network took advantage of Wendy, they should, quote, pay her for her medical care and supervision for the rest of her life. I obviously believe that Wendy deserves to get paid way more, and I agree that she was not in the right frame of mind to consent to these legal documents and the filming and the release, but I think it should be a one-time payment. I don't know what the amount should be, but I don't think you can get better from dementia. I think dementia gets worse over time. And Wendy is just 60 years old. It might cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not several hundreds of thousands or $1 million a year, or I don't know how much it could cost to take care of her. I don't think it should cost that much if she is reasonable, if her guardian makes sure that it's all sensible. But yeah. And the lawsuit specifically says that Wendy has dementia. It says, quote, "This case arises from the brutally calculated, deliberate actions of powerful and cravenly opportunistic media companies working together with a producer to knowingly exploit Wendy Williams, an acclaimed African-American entertainer who tragically suffers from dementia and as a result has become cognitively impaired, permanently disabled, and legally incapacitated." They also claim that Lifetime and everybody that worked on the project not only deliberately destroyed Williams' credibility and image, but did so for their own financial gain. So they're trying to establish they took advantage of her and then they ruined her career or legacy or just ruined her professionally in every way. Additionally, they say in the lawsuit that Williams' signature on January 25th, 2023 doesn't appear to be genuine, and there is no evidence she signed the contract. Plus, in all events, Wendy Williams was incapacitated and unable to consent at the time the contract or its amendments were executed, even if she had signed it, which she did not. Additionally, The Guardian claims that she was not shown a copy of the contract until months after it was allegedly signed. Holy moly, there's even more explosive allegations. The lawsuit claims that the production company and Lifetime and everybody involved lied to the media, alleging that Wendy was an executive producer on the project, but her guardian says, and this lawsuit claims that she was not an executive producer on the project and did not have a say in anything regarding the content and how the docu-series aired, what was presented. In fact, the lawsuit claims Wendy didn't see anything from the project before it aired. Even more deceit is alleged in the lawsuit. They claim that the production company's lawyer had said that they would not release any footage until The Guardian had really reached an agreement with them. The Guardian says that never happened. And a reminder, the reason Wendy was placed under this guardianship is because her bank petitioned to the court that they saw evidence that she was being financially exploited and was not of sound mind. By her son? By family? Her son denies taking advantage of her mom, saying that he only took money with her consent. And Wendy and her son recently were spotted together, so they're spending time together again, and I would like to think that's a positive thing. The complaint also asked the court to stop Lifetime from any further airing, sales, or release of the documentary. Whew, that's a lot to take in. But I think mostly positive. That's my takeaway. Wendy is being looked after, and I send positive vibes her way. What do you make of this all? Let me know in the comments.